Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a brand new collection from ColourPop. This is the Wild Child collection. It's launching on the ColourPop site on Thursday, January 21st at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so make sure you check your time zones. And the official prices for this collection have not been confirmed by ColourPop, but I'm going to give you my best guess on how these items will be priced, just based on similar products that are already available on the site. There are 9 pieces in this collection, 2 pressed powder blushes, 3 Super Shock shadows, 3 LIPPIE sticks, and 1 9-pan palette. So let's get started. Let's begin with the 2 pressed powder blushes. I'm guessing these will be around $8 a piece. The outer packaging as well as the compact packaging are exactly the same on both blushes, and then each one has a sticker on the back that tells you which shade is which. All the packaging is this really cute giraffe print. It's very brown, bronzy, and gold. These are plastic compacts, and the blushes do have a magnetic closure, so it's not like a clasp. The lighter of the 2 blush shades is called Jet Set. It's a warm tan shade with some little gold micro glitters throughout. This is not an overspray, it's actually in the powder. And then the deeper shade is called Trippin. This one is a deeper, richer, more chocolatey brown, and it also has some little micro glitters. These are more of a pinky glitter, whereas Jet Set had kind of a gold glitter throughout. So here they are side by side. You can see the difference. I'm also going to show you some swatches of these two. ColourPop has been releasing a lot of pinky and corally, a lot of lighter cheek colors, so I'm happy to see that they're doing something a little bit more brown nudie toned. That is my preferred type of cheek color, and these are going to cater to a wider variety of skin tones than a lot of their previous recent cheek releases. Now let's talk about the Super Shock shadows. These should be around $6 a piece. We have 3 different shades, and they all have the same special packaging on the outer carton as well as on the little screw top pot. The first shade we're going to look at is called Run Wild. This is an ultra glitter finish, and it is a light champagne-y type of shimmer shade, and it has a lot of multicolored glitters. You'll be able to see that better in the swatch than in the pan. Next up, we have Basic Instinct. This is a really warm mid-tone bronzy brown shade, and this is an ultra metallic finish, and that's my favorite kind of Super Shock shadow, so I'm really happy to see a new shade in this finish. The very last shade we're going to look at is the deepest of the 3. It's called Free Reign. This one is also an ultra glitter, and this is a really deep brown shade. Free Reign has a bunch of gold and multi-glitters, but it's mostly the gold that comes through. You can see that more in my swatch here of all 3 shades. There's a lot of good variety here. I could see a whole eye look being done with just these 3 Super Shock shadows, and I also think these will work really well alongside the palette. But these could easily be paired with any palette if you just wanted to add a little bit of extra sparkle, a little bit of extra shine. So those are the 3 Super Shocks. Now let's look at the LIPPIE sticks. I think this packaging is just so cute. These are the outer cartons. They do have little labels on top to tell you which shade is which because the packaging is exactly the same on all 3. And then these also have special packaging on the products themselves. I think these are really pretty and very sleek looking. Each one has a label and a color coordinating little piece on the bottom, and they also have these same color coordinating pieces on the twist up on the top underneath the lid, so it makes it easy to tell which shade is which. These are all a cream finish, another formula that I really, really love from ColourPop, so I'm happy to see that. Some really nice neutral nudie type of tones and a good variety here. Brat Pack is a My Lips But Better type of shade, and I think that's going to carry through for all of these shades for different skin tones. Now let's look at the pressed powder palette. This should be around $12 because the other palettes that are also in this plastic packaging are at that $12 price point. The cardboard box for this is really, really cute. I do find myself wishing that this was a cardboard palette and this is what the palette itself actually looked like. We do have one shade here that is marked as not intended for the eye area, and you see that on the back as well, the back of the actual palette. My shade Lashes just has like a little smudge right there. I just wanted to point that out because it does look a little confusing. This palette is a heavy-duty plastic outer packaging, and it has the locking clasp closure, so it is not magnetic. There is a mirror inside here, and then we see all 9 shades inside with the shade names printed below. We have 4 mattes, 3 shimmers, 1 matte with glitter, that shade Grasslands, and then Lashes kind of seems like a pressed glitter, but it's not marked as not intended for the eye area, and their pressed glitters are always marked that way, so we will be taking a little bit of a closer look at that shade Lashes. But this shade Grasslands is the one that has the not intended for eye area warning marked on the back of the palette. And this palette does have some cute little details inside, these little giraffe spots. I always like a little extra something inside the palette. It's just a fun extra little detail. Let's take a close-up look at that shade Lashes. This is a very fine particle glitter, but I think you can tell looking here, it's still very much like a loose kind of pressed glitter type of moment. So I guess just make of that what you will. Let's look at some swatches of this palette now. The top set are finger swatches, and then below are the brush swatches. These are done with no eyeshadow primer, no primer of any kind, no moisturizer, and done with a completely dry brush. That way you can see the performance in 2 different ways. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Now we're gonna do some comparisons. I did 10 different palette comparisons with this one, but honestly, this is a very basic, warm, neutral palette. There are literally hundreds of palettes that would be similar to this and worth comparing. So I just stuck to the ones that were the most asked about over on my Instagram post and just the ones that I thought would be the most useful. But I will be doing some swatch comparison requests with this collection over on my Instagram, so go check out Makeup.Just.For.Fun on Instagram and you can put in your requests if there are any other palettes that you want to see. I'll try to get to that soon. A lot of people tell me those are really helpful, so I'm going to try my best to get to those quickly. That does take a lot of time. I have to dedicate pretty much a whole day to fulfilling those swatch requests. So I'll get to that as soon as I have a free couple of hours. But for now, hopefully these 10 comparisons will be at least a little bit helpful for you. So I'm going to give my voice a break and then I will be back to sort of wrap up all my thoughts on this Wild Child collection at the end. Overall, I really like this collection as a whole. I'm especially happy to see some cheek colors that are different and that are going to be more suitable to a wider variety of skin tones. They've been going for a lot of very fair catering cheek colors for the majority of their recent releases, and I think these are really beautiful, definitely adding something to their line that was missing. And overall, I'm probably the most excited about the blushes. The Super Shock shadows are always a favorite of mine. These are more basic colors, but you know what? I'm happy to see them anytime. Same exact feelings about the LIPPIE sticks, another one of my favorite formulas. I love the cream finish. I think these are a beautiful variety of nude shades for different skin tones and just going to be very useful, very user-friendly, and something that I'm always happy to see. The last thing I want to talk about is the palette. I think the palette is cute. I'm happy to see something similar to the Brown Sugar palette, which is a longtime favorite of mine. I could kind of do without that glittery shade, but honestly, I'm happy to see at least some smaller particles in that glitter that are going to be less dangerous to the eyeballs. So I think we can call that progress. Yes, it is another neutral palette, but at least it's a little bit richer, deeper, and you know, it's giving me a little something. It's making me excited to pick up some neutrals. So now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Is any of this stuff on your wish list? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you let me know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. You know, I always have to finish off by telling you how much I love your face. It's so precious and special to me, and I love it so much, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye!